wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Kita berbicara kesehatan all Indonesia. Welcome to the Initiative National Debate Competition INDC 2025. Welcome. And now we're watching round 19, session 1, room 3 or room C. And today's match is between Gen 4 Sandstorm as the affirmative house, and then versus Fortune Finders as the negative house. Okay. I want to ask first. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, so first and foremost, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Fadila Rani. I'm from Kantor Cabang Kendari, Kedudukan Wilayah Indrawan. And this afternoon, I will be your moderator and this session until it ends. And then I would like to say hi to our honorable adjudicators on this match. The first adjudicator is Mr. Indrawan. Good afternoon, sir.
Halo, good afternoon, Mbak.
Good afternoon. And then for the second adjudicators this afternoon, we have Mr. Kira. Good afternoon, Mr. Kira.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Okay, and then the last adjudicators for today's match is Mr. Aditya DharmasuryaI. Good afternoon, Mr. Adi.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Thank you for all the adjudicators, and please let us know if there's something to bring up. So, okay, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, here we have two teams, and allow me to introduce them. The first team is Gen 4 Sandstorm. Can I hear your voice, guys? Gen 4 Sandstorm. How are you
Hello.
guys this evening?
We're fine, a little bit nervous.
I'm a bit nervous. I see that it's already Generation 4. So
Oh,
every
yes.
you guys joining this debate.
Mhm.
Okay. And then as the first speaker, we have Miss Utami
Right.
as the first speaker. Hi,
Yes.
Mrs. Utami. And then
Hello.
the second speaker, we have Mr. Dimas Raharja. Good afternoon, Mr. Dimas.
Hello, everyone.
Okay, and then we have the third speaker is Mr. Aldi Hussein. Good afternoon, Mr. Aldi.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone.
Okay, and moving on to the negative house, we have the first speaker is Mr. Muhammad Arifin. I'm sorry, we have as the first speaker is Miss Novita De Rahmayanti. Good afternoon, Miss
Good
Novita.
afternoon, Miss Fadila.
Okay, and then as the second speaker, we have Mr. Muhammad Ihsan Rashid. Good afternoon, sir. And I'm sorry for the second speaker. Can you repeat? I cannot hear your voice clearly. For the second speaker, maybe you can change the device speaker.
Yes, Mr. Isan is still try to hear the speaker.
Okay. Okay. So while we're waiting, we're going to move on to the third speaker is Miss Anissa Febriani. Good afternoon, Miss Anissa.
Good afternoon, Miss Fadila.
Okay, so that's all the introduction for both of the teams today. And then before we start the debate, and allow me to read some rules for all the participants. The first is no spoilers are allowed to open their microphone while the debate session is running. The second, the members have to rename themselves with format that is already shown in the group, and I see that all of you are already renaming your Zoom. And then the third is each speaker joins with their own Zoom account. And then the last is the debaters are not allowed to turn off their camera while the debate is running. Okay, so I've read the rules. You did all the introduction, and now, ladies and gentlemen, our honorable adjudicators, before we start the debate, I would like to remind you about today's motion is this House believes that social media does more harm for mental health than good. And then we have as the affirmative is the again for Sandstorm, and then the negative is the fortune finders. And then the first chance of speaking comes to the first speaker of the affirmative house. Are you ready, Ms. Itami? Mrs. Itami?
I'm ready.
Okay. Okay, I would like Mr. Rizky to help me put on the timer. Okay. So for all the speakers, you have
Check. Can you hear my voice, Miss Fadila?
it's clear now. Thank you. Okay. I want to remind you guys that in this session, for each speakers, you only have 3 minutes to state your argument. And the timer is already on. So for the first speaker of the affirmative house, your time begins once you start speaking.
Ladies and gentlemen, honorable adjudicator, today we stand firm. Social media does more harm than good for mental health. Let me set the stage. Almost every teenager and young adult is on platforms like Instagram, TikTok, or Snapchat. From WHO Europe's research, 11% adolescents in 2022 had problematic social media use, up from 7% in 2018. It linked to poorer well-being. The US Surgeon General research in 2023 has already warned this. We cannot conclude social media is safe for young people's mental health. That is not our team's opinion. It's the highest health authority in the US saying we should be worried. Here's why. First, research shows that when people take a break from social media, even just 4 weeks, they become happier and less anxious. This comes from randomized experiment on Facebook and Instagram. From randomized experiment evidence, we got data that Facebook deactivation in 2020 resulting in well-being increased by 0.09 standard deviation. Depression decreased by 5 to 8%. Instagram or Facebook blackout will improve mental health and anxiety decreased by 7%. Happiness increased by 6%. That's powerful evidence. When use goes down, mental health goes up. Second, social media notification, endless scrolling, and late night use cause double risk or poorer sleep. And poor sleep is one of the biggest drivers of anxiety and depression. Third, Harm are not spread equally. Girls and heavy users suffers most. CDC data in 2021 shows 46% of teen girls and 31% of boys who use social media heavily report persistent sadness. Teenage girls who use social media heavily are more likely to feel hopeless, anxious, and even consider self-harm. Suicidal thought 25% higher in heavy girl users. Our burden today is not to say social media has no good. Yes, it connects people, but when the scale of harm is this big, especially to our most vulnerable youth, the net effect is clearly negative. That's why our side firmly believes social media does more harm than good for mental health. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the first speaker. The time is hit. Okay. And then we are going to the first speaker of the negative house. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. So first speaker of the negative house, your time begins once you start speaking.
Good afternoon, honorable educators, respected opponents, ladies and gentlemen. I stand as the first speaker of the opposition team, understand about your point of view. Furthermore, we have different point of view. So let's start with the definition of social media. According to the Cutler and Keller, social media is a medium used by consumers to share text, image, sounds, videos, and information with others. So it allows people to connect, interact, share, and do a collaboration each others. In the current era of globalization, many people need social media, but is social media harmful to our mental health? I don't see social media as a danger. I need to convey that social media is a tool. It's a technology created by humans. So as a tool, social media is neutral. So can be good or cannot be good depending on how we use it. Just like when we use artificial intelligence or AI in our daily life, AI is neutral. So if you blame social media for mental health, it's same as you blame yourself if you finish your job by cheating on ChatGPT. And then, according to the research we found by World Health Organization 2022, mental health disorders are caused by combinations of factors. First is biological factors such as historical depression or schizophrenia in the family. Second is physiological factors like our negative mindset or emotional regulation. And the third is social environment like pressures from others, bullying, and stigma. This means that there is no single factor that can be considered the main cause of social media mental health affecting mental health issue affecting by social media. Okay, then let's look the data. What is social media used for? Based on data we found from DataBook in 2025, the top 5 social media used to find entertainment, product review, culinary inspiration, viral news, and shopping on social media. In this era, I clearly see social media can be a medicine and medium to maintain our mental health. We saw that social media and digital platforms in Indonesia show concern for mental health. All of this information shows that social media means to support our mental health by giving social support and access to information. So we as the opposition team strongly declare social media is no more harmful to mental health.
Okay, thank you so much. The time is up. Okay, so next is the second speaker of the affirmative house. Are you ready? Are you ready, second speaker? I'm sorry, your voice is not very clear in here.
My voice clear?
Oh, yes, it's clear. Okay. I want to remind to all the viewers in the chat room is open. You guys, you can give support to your favorite team for today's debate session. So make sure to support your favorite team. Okay. Okay. I see that the second speaker is ready. So your time begins once you start speaking.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, honorable educators. Let's dive deeper into why social media harms mental health. First, it thrives on toxic comparison. Algorithms push images of perfect bodies, luxury lifestyles, and filtered happiness. What's the effect? Young people compare themselves and feel worse about their own lives. Study shows negative comments and constant comparison drive anxiety and depression. 2017 RSPH report, Instagram ranked first worst for body image, anxiety, and poor sleep. Survey shows that 70% of teens report comparing their looks negatively on Instagram. Second, these apps are designed like slot machines. Infinite scroll, push notifications, and unpredictable likes keeps us hooked. This is not free choice, it's addiction by design. No wonder people feel worse but can't stop. From Facebook experiment shows that after 4 weeks off, users value time 25% more. That is the proof of addiction. Third, cyberbullying, a huge metadata analysis, proves being bullied online increased depression like to 24% more depression risk and above 20% anxiety, stress, and loneliness. And unlike offline bullying, online bullying follows you home. There is no safe space. We have some more data from Ireland, daily 2025. A survey from of 1,000 people aged 18 to 75 found that 70% felt they spent too much time on digital devices. This reflects a heightened awareness of the potential of overuse. United States Social Media Research Institute, 56% of adults 18 to 59 years old feel addicted to social media. Scoping study PubMed 2024, the majority of research, 78.6% shows that excessive and passive social media use increase the risk of depression, anxiety, and loneliness. So the opposition has no solid ground. The harm is baked into how social media is built and used today. That is why it's more damaging than helpful. Thank you.
You still have 30 seconds left. Do you still want to use it?
No, thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for the second speaker. Okay, now it's time for the second speaker of the negative house. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay. The timer is on. You have 3 minutes, and your time begins once you start speaking.
Okay, thank you, Miss Dila and all adjudicators and everyone. I think it's easy to read your argument than debate our argument because I don't see there's any feedback from our data give for you all. But first of all, it's okay. I would like to react about your argument that such as maybe people fear their cannot get their FOMO because a lot of content in social media right now and etc. that you're given to us. But I want to inform that Harvard University journal it's shown that actually we must to make sure that we have good intention from our use in social media. In 2024, in Indonesia itself, the top platform in Indonesia used by 129 million people in Indonesia. They use YouTube, and 127 million people use TikTok. We know that their content in YouTube and TikTok, especially they have entertainment. But when we use it and predict it well about their content, we can stimulate it to give a good impact in our life, such as when we see an amazing story from other people, when they say about a good thing in their life, maybe we can use it to make a good intention. And we can curate our feed, such as when we think it's harmless for us, we can avoid it and we can report it. In YouTube and TikTok policy, they already shown that they will abandon the content which explicit of sexual and violent. So right now in Indonesia, we can use social media safely and make Indonesia a better life. We can say that social media can be used for good effect for our life, such as when we want to make good education, we can use Ruang Guru, or when we want to get a medication, we can use Halodoc. So we don't see that social media is harmful for our mental health. So it's like a knife for us. When we use it for good, we can make it some good product. But when you cannot wisely use the tools, it can be bad for our life. Thank you.
Thank you so much. From the second speaker of the Negative House. And then it's time for the third speaker of the Affirmative House. Are you ready?
I'm ready, Miss.
Okay. Once again, you have 3 minutes to state your opinion for this debate, and your time begins once you start speaking.
Okay, thank you, Madam Chair, Honorable Educator, and respected opponent. Let's wait this debate. We've brought you casual evidence, real experiment where mental health improve when people left social media. Opposition cannot dismiss this as just a correlation. We've shown breadth of harm, not just mood, but sleep, anxiety, body image, and bullying. And who suffer the most? Teenagers, especially girls. That is the very group social media dominates. Casually, not just survey, but multiple RCT or randomized control trial prove that mental health improve when the reduce of social media is being decreased. Brain needs such as depression, anxiety, sleep, body image, and bullying. With some scale, even some even small harm per person multiplied across billion of users become a massive public health crisis. Scales also states that small harm multiplied by billion of users equal huge public health cost. Which come to vulnerability states that biggest harm is to girl and heavy user. Data recaps show that deactivation RCT state that happiness improved by 6 to 8% and anxiety decreased to 7%. WHO Europe states that problematic use rose from 7% to 11% in 4 years. CDC states that teen girls' sadness is 46% versus 31% for boys. And more importantly, we've shown that so-called benefit, connection, and community can be achieved through safer, healthier channels, such as you can still call friends, join group chats, or meet offline. But you can escape the harm of addictive algorithm, toxic comparison, and cyberbullying when you stay on that platform. On balance, the opposition might try to downplay the harm, but the science, the public health authorities, and the lived reality of million young people all point to one way. The health cost is greater than the benefit. Benefit exists but replaceable. Harms are deep, structural, and growing. And that very point is the reason why we will win this debate. Thank you very much.
We still have about 25 seconds left. You still want to use it?
I think this is enough.
Okay, thank you so much from the third speaker of the Affirmative House. Next is the third speaker of the Negative House. We have 3 minutes.
Okay, can my voice is clear?
Yes, your voice is clear.
Okay.
Okay, so your time begins once you start speaking.
Okay, thank you. Honorable adjudicators, ladies and gentlemen, as a third speaker of negative team, I will deliver our rebuttal against the affirmative case and also summarize why our side stands stronger in this debate. The affirmative team side says that social media is the main reason why depression and anxiety are getting worse today. At first, the might sound confusing because we often hear cases in the news or from people around us. But if we look at the real scientific data, the story is very different. In 2023, the Oxford Internet Institute studied people in 168 countries over 70 years. The result, there is no consistent evidence that the social media causes a global rise in mental health problems. The proofs that the issue is not as a simple, the more social media, the more depression. Why? Because mental health is influenced by many factors, not just one. For example, biological factors, economic factors, family and social environment, and trauma. So, if we blame everything on social media, we are simplifying a very complex issue. It's like blaming rain for a flood without looking at drainage, urban planning, or deforestation. And here's something important. Social media can actually help people who are struggling. Many find people support groups online where they can talk openly, share experience, and feel less lonely. In fact, some people said that these online communities saved their lives. So, to conclude, the claim that social media is main driver of depression and anxiety is not supporting. By strong science, mental health problems come many causes, while social media is not just a small factor. It can be harmful if used wrongly, but it can also be helpful if used wisely. I think enough. That's all.
Okay, thank you so much for the first speaker of the negative house. So that's all for the chances of speaking. Now, it's time for both of the teams to deliver their conclusion or replies. And the replies first goes to the negative house and then replied by the affirmative house. And in this session, you have only 2 minutes to deliver your conclusion. And then the negative house, you shall be ready. Your time begins once you start speaking.
Yeah, thank you. I will present our conclusion about what we have and what we learn, that social media is not harm for our society, for our mental health, because our social media right now is very safe. We know in 2018 TikTok already banned for like a 3 or 4 months, but the platform can believe the government that they will improve their content and make it good for our society. Social media is like a tools, like our first speaker said. Maybe you can imagine social media is like a knife. If we use a knife for a goodwill or intention, we can make a good food from it. We can eat a chicken, not like a big chunk. We can eat from a little chunk. And when we give a knife for the incompetent people, such as a child or 2 or 3 years old baby, it can harm. But can we say that knife is bad for our society? I don't think so. The most important of social media is keep our intention to be have a goodwill and be aware about our social media. We should set our boundaries. We should set the limit for our time to use social media, and we must curate about the information of the social media. Social media is good for us, especially for mental health, because it can be the cure for the mental health itself. So social media is the best way to get a mental health in Indonesia right now. Thank you.
Thank you so much. From the negative house, that's all the confession. And then the affirmative side, it's your turn. Get ready. You only have 2 minutes. And your time begins once you start speaking.
Ladies and gentlemen, honorable adjudicators, today's debate comes down to this. Yes, of course, social media can help people, but only 30%. 70% no. When people step away from social media, their mental health improves. That is proven repeatedly in experiments. Evidence shows from randomized controlled trials from Facebook or Instagram, well-being increased when social media off. The harms are wide: anxiety, depression, poor sleep, body image issues, cyberbullying. They hit young people the hardest, especially teenage girls. Authorities from the World Health Organization to the US Surgeon General now warn social media is a serious risk to youth mental health. What do we get in return? Some connection, some entertainment. We can achieve those elsewhere in a safer way. The benefits are real but replaceable. The harms are structural, consistent, and massive. So we weigh this across evidence, across populations, across generations. The answer is clear. Social media does not lift mental health, it drags it down. That is why this House must stand with us and affirm social media does more harm than good for mental health. Thank you.
You still have 20 seconds left. You still want to use it?
I think that's enough.
Okay, thank you so much for both of the team. And basically the debate session is over. And everyone is very well to deliver your opinion on data for this very first debate debate session. And congratulations, guys. Okay, so now it's time to our educators have breakout room session to discuss this debate session, and we will come back in a few minutes. For all the speakers, you may get a 2-minute break, but remember to stand still until this session is officially done and you cannot leave the Zoom room. Okay, thank you guys. I'll see you. Okay, guys, we are back to the main room. Okay, so okay, thank you guys for the wait. And finally, it's time for us to hear what our educators have to say about this debate session. And to be honest, it's been a tough decision for our educators, but this is competition and we need to decide which team deserves to go to the next round. So I would like to invite to give statement or comments and the first educator is going to be Indrawan. Time is yours.
Okay, thank you, Mbak Dila. So this is a good debate, yeah, I think, because each group can persuade us about their data or their opinion. But the first thing that we should understand about the debate is how to communicate clearly and a good way to our to educators. So we sometimes we hear that you guys didn't reply each other clearly or communicate clearly to us about our topic right now. But this is good for us because can be like a good explanation to us and good long study for us. So for the first round right now, we can langsung aja ya, langsung kita umumkan ya. We can umumkan bahwa the winner for today's debate is there any sound for the congratulation or no? Okay, and the winner for today's round goes to Jen for Sandstorm. Congratulations, Jen for Sandstorm.
Congratulations for the 10-4 Sandstorm, the affirmative house.
You are very good to maintain or make a definition about the MOSI today, so we can hear clearly from you guys about what is social media and what does the harm for the mental health. And for the best speaker, educators choose for the first speaker of Affirmative House. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Mr. Speaker.
And don't be discouraged for Negative House. Keep study and keep going, yeah?
Yeah, thank you, thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for
Congratulations on both of the team.
congratulations. Okay, I want to congratulate to the winning team for today's session is Ken4 Sandstorm from Gede. And then also the guest speaker is also from the first speaker of the affirmative house. And then thank you so much for everyone who joined our match for today's. And thank you for all the educators, team counselors, and all the supporters for hyping and support the team for today. And thank you again. Thank you once again for joining this session with us. My name is Dia as the English Club crew. Good afternoon and see you in the next round for the winner. Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you so much.
all.
Bye, everyone.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, everybody.
Everybody.